They weren't supposed to succeed in the US, not as a boy band, not from Korea, and definitely not after the world laughed at Gangnam Style. But BTS didn't just rewrite the playbook, they burned it and built their own. From dismantling stereotypes to shifting the power of music industry from record labels to real fans, BTS has proven that charting isn't just about numbers, it's about impact. This is the story of how BTS didn't just break into the system, they rebuilt it, and why helping them chart today isn't just support, it's recognition of everything they transformed. Let's talk about why BTS deserves their place and why it matters that we help them keep it. BTS dismantled the stereotype that Gangnam Style reinforced. Gangnam Style was a huge hit, but what's often overlooked is the shadow it cast on Korean artists who came after it. Sure, it was viral, but viral for what? BTS haters still cling to it as the gold standard of organic success, as if that's the only way Korean artists can matter globally. Here's a twist though. The man who made Gangnam Style go viral was none other than Scooter Braun, the same guy behind Justin Bieber and Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe. Viral by marketing design. Let that sink in. Braun himself described Psy as slightly overweight, middle-aged Asian man doing a horse dance. Funny, right? Except the world wasn't laughing with Psy. They were laughing at him. Western audiences consumed Gangnam Style as a joke, not as art. And so when BTS landed in the US, they were not only boy band outsiders. They were from the same country that the world still remembered for a dance meme. And yet BTS flipped the script. They redefined what it meant to be a Korean artist in the global market. They didn't just make hits, they made history. They replaced the parody with purpose and meme with meaning. When the world stopped, BTS showed up. While much of the world was locked indoors, spiraling through job losses and uncertainty, BTS asked themselves a simple question, but a powerful one. What can we do with what we have? And then they did it. They dropped Dynamite and they explicitly stated that it was to comfort armies, a song that didn't just lift spirits but generated a staggering 7,928 jobs and 1.26 billion in economic impact. Yes, you read that right. A pop song that literally helped fuel an economy. But they didn't stop there. During that same bleak period, they released B, a full album they conceptualized, produced, and directed themselves. And then came Butter, another global smash that was just as much as a flex as it was a bomb. Reinventing the online concert. Were they the first to do an online concert? No. Were they the first to turn it into a global scale, tech powered, revenue generating spectacle? Absolutely. Instead of just live streaming a standard set, BTS staged a fully rehearsed in studio special. And then they leveled up in their next one, an outdoor venue, real time global broadcast, and a whole new digital fan experience. The result? The highest grossing online concert of all time. Korea's Entertainment Weekly, along with other publications, broke it down. A standard 50K stadium show nets BTS around 5 million. With Bang Bang Con and other online concert, they brought in 26.2 million at the minimum, and that's net after costs during a pandemic. Inspiring academia and culture. Fans reading Damien is impressive enough, but BTS's influence goes well beyond book clubs. They inspired university courses, cultural studies programs, and research papers around the world. Their work has been dissected for literary, psychological, sociological, and philosophical depth. One of the most cited is the Harvard Business School paper. It explored how BTS rewrote the rules of marketing and artist development. And it's not alone. Ivy League classrooms are now teaching the BTS method. How many pop groups can say that? Power shift from men in suits to fans. Radio still plays gatekeeper in charting, and fans have zero say over radio playlists. Streams ripe with manipulation, playlist payola, streaming farms, you name it. So BTS fans did the only thing left. They bought, unprompted, in massive numbers, and it worked. So well, in fact, that Billboard changed its charting rule all to dull the impact of BTS's fandom and restore power to major labels. It backfired hard because what it revealed was this: the future of music is not controlled by boardrooms, it's driven by fans. Warner Music took notes. They created a superfan app to replicate Army's model. Other majors followed, rushing to partner with Korean labels to learn the formula, quote unquote. And Goldman Sachs even predicted the shift coming and valued the superfan economy at $5.4 billion at the end of 2024. BTS's D2C model: more money, fewer middlemen. BTS showed the industry that when you combine great music with direct fan engagement and your own platform, you don't just earn, you keep more. Enter Weavers, a platform that cuts out the middlemen and sells directly to fans. It made BTS richer, Hybe stronger, and the whole business model more sustainable. And the US, in fact, is trying to catch up. A new D2C platform, Even and Bandcamp, now help over 10,000 artists, including J. Cole, earn 10 times more than they would through traditional channels. The BTS model is now the model that every other majors are trying to replicate. And it's not just them. Even artists are becoming aware of the possibility of being able to keep more of their income. Reinventing pop art. BTS didn't just make songs, they created experiences. Music wasn't a standalone product, it was a centerpiece of a much bigger universe. They integrated short films, graphic novels, literature, visual art, real life events. Every release was part of a larger narrative, a larger story, and in doing so, they elevated pop into multidisciplinary art. Fans weren't just listening, they were entering a world that they can live and follow. IP beyond the runway. Most artists branch out through fashion or cosmetics, but BTS said, let's build our own characters. BT21 wasn't just cute, it was brilliant. It was a mid-price accessory brand with mass appeal that didn't dilute their image into something cheap. In fact, it expanded it. And then came Tiny Tan, now landing deals of their own. The message: your intellectual property doesn't have to wear a designer label to be profitable or iconic. They simply need to tell a story, a good one, that people can cling to and follow and love. Reimagining idol training. Thanks to RM, Suga, and J-Hope, BTS's vocal line explored multiple genres, literature, and self-expression beyond the standard idol playbook. They took control of their own social media, shaped their public narratives, and built direct relationship with fans. Hybe adapted, training future idols not just in singing and dancing, but in communication, accountability, and autonomy, something that is not very common in the idol industry in South Korea. They didn't just break the mold, they redesigned it, and everyone is replicating it. Majors are watching and big companies are watching BTS, and they are moving. Top Drawer Merch division now sells artist IP and merch, a direct response to BTS's Weavers. Even Spotify sees the writing on the wall. More money will come from superfans, not passive listeners. The tour that changed the map. BTS became the first Asian act to headline a global stadium tour. Then, when the world shut down, they went virtual. When live shows returned, they didn't just go back to touring. They restructured it, launching semi-residencies in two major cities, LA and Vegas. BTS doesn't follow trends, they set them. Everyone else is just playing catch up. BTS didn't just succeed, they transformed the industry. They dismantled stereotypes, rebuilt systems, and inspired academia, opened new economic frontiers. So, yes, we should help them chart, not just for the numbers, but for everything they've done to deserve being there. They didn't just open the door for K pop, they built a hallway, lit it up, and left it open for others to walk through. Eventually, another group is going to sell more, they will have concerts in bigger venues, they will conquer new technologies. That's just how it goes. Records are meant to be broken, especially sales records. But I think these things impact, that's something that you cannot erase. That's not something that you can overtake. BTS, through their artistry, through their character, and through their planning, managed to change the trajectory of the global music industry and empower artists and, of course, fans. That's not something that you can take away from them. So, these achievements will remain forever. And I hope that we do not fail to recognize it as we celebrate their records, as we celebrate new achievements. We also, I hope that we can continue pounding on these achievements because they are important, because they matter. And as I've said, down the road, they will never be erased. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them in the comment section below. You can always say what you want to say, just please be respectful. And if you can, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And share the video because that's what's really, really helping my channel. Also, if you can, please be a part of our Patreon community. We're not just talking about BTS there, we're talking about Asian songs, Asian music, business, or sometimes we just joke around. It's a vibrant community, and we do have a free tier if you just want to try things out. Also, please follow me on X, or formerly Twitter, and of course on IG. I'll see you there. Bye. Thank you.